Hello there, I'm Thomas Hatsios, the British American pilot flying the Boeing 777-300ER international flight from Zurich International Airport. We're going to be overflying Zurich, Switzerland, Germany, and then coming back to Switzerland, Zurich International Airport. Runway 14 for landing. So right now I'm in the cockpit for the pre-takeoff preparation of the Boeing 777-300ERX of the PMDG simulation in Microsoft Flight Simulator X. I'm going to start showing you the instruments and the displays of the Boeing 777-300ER airliner aircraft. So this beautiful airplane. So I'm gonna start with the primary flight display, show you the indicated airspeed, the target airspeed selected from the autopilot and flight director system panel, the barometric altitude above the sea level displayed in thousands of in tens, hundreds and thousands of feet, and the rate of climb and descent tape. And also the target altitude selected from the autopilot and flight director system panel, and the radio altitude above the ground level, the altitude indicator, the horizontal situation indicator, the altitude indicator with the pitch liner in degrees and the bank angle in degrees, and also the flight director crossbars and the autopilot crossbars, and the Lszh localizer crossbars for the manual or automatic guidance of the Boeing 777-300ER aircraft. We have also the angle of attack of the aircraft. We have the flight mode denunciator with the autopilot and the auto throttle. Later on horizontal modes of navigation, we have the magnetic heading on track, and we have the magnetic north pole and true north pole, and the magnetic variation depending on where we are in the globe. So we have also the navigation display. The navigation display that displays the weather radar and the terrain reflections. I'm going to show you. You can see some system use the primary flight display with flight mode denunciator, the airspeed, the altitude, the radio altitude, and the rate of climb and descent, the magnetic heading, flight director and autopilot here, and the navigation display. So the navigation display displays the airports, the waypoints, also the weather radar and the terrain radar, so you can see the reflections of the terrain around you and the distance. You can select the distance. You can select also to see other aircraft flying around you using the transponder, the DSP and DSC transponder. So we have also the wind airspeed and the RNP and the ANP, the required navigation performance and the acquired navigation performance, the GPS reference position, and the inertial reference position of the aircraft using the IRS, the Air Data Inertial Reference Unit, the ADIRU unit in the overhead panel. So I'm going to show you also that all this information, like the airspeed, the barometric altitude, the pitot static, for the barometric altitude, and pitot dynamic for the dynamic airspeed, the radio altitude, the magnetic heading and track, the gyroscopic acceleration and deceleration of the aircraft for the altitudes of the aircraft, the rate of turn. We have the laser gyroscope, so these are contained and controlled by the ADIRU. Also the 3 GPS receivers for the inertial reference position. So I'm going to show you also this display, the ADIRU, how to use it. I'm going to show you the flight control computers. I'm going to show you the autopilot and flight director system panel. The autopilot and flight director system panel with the autopilot engage and disengage switches, the flight director engage and disengage switch, the auto throttle. We have the speed guidance of the aircraft with the climb continues, VAP, the auto throttle hold and the speed hold. We have the fixed thrust for climb and for descent, using idle thrust for descent, maximum thrust for climb, and we have the variable thrust for cruise and approach. We have also the flight level change for changing the flight altitude. We have the LNAV and the VNAV, the lateral navigation and the vertical navigation. We have the bank angle limit of the aircraft of the Boeing 777-300. We have the heading select, knob and switch, and we have the rate of climb and descent of the aircraft. Select slider and hold switch in a flight path angle in trigonometric degrees, or tens, hundreds and thousands of feet per minute. So you can see the autopilot flight director system panel here. So we have the autopilot engage and disengage. Also we have the altitude select, knob and the altitude hold switch. We have the road localizer select for an Lszh localizer approach, and the approach button for the auto function of the autopilot and flight director system, the FDS of the Boeing 777-300ER. So we have also the flight management computers, the we're gonna use to input the flight plan of the aircraft, the route, the departure runway and airport, and the arrival runway and airport. I'm gonna show you how to create an FSC time management computer route. I'm gonna show you also thrust levers, how to use the thrust levers to increase the thrust for takeoff or climb, cruise, descent, approach and landing. How to make an engine start demonstration, how to use other things like the flight controls, how to steering in flight, also how to use the flaps, the speed brake, the horizontal stabilizer of the aircraft, the horizontal tail of the aircraft. I'm going to show you the overhead panel, the electrical system, the hydraulics. I'm going to show you also the fuel system, the engine, electronic engine control for the auto start of the engine, the FADEX, the full authority, digital electronic control computers for the engine, and the pressurization, the pressurized air of the aircraft from the engines and from the APU, from the auxiliary power unit we use for cabin pressurization, wind and engine ABIs, hydraulic system fluid pressurization, and also for engine starting using the APU function and air conditioning and ventilation of the aircraft. So I'm gonna show you all these systems of the Boeing 777, as many as we can, because we don't have so much time in tonight's flight. So I'm gonna make it much faster, like we have like 40 more minutes for this flight. So I have to finish this video in like 40 minutes. So I'm gonna try to explain, show you the maximum that I can show you right now. So thank you one more time for watching. I'm Thomas Hatsios, British American pilot flying the Boeing 777-300ER in tonight's flight. So we're gonna start here. You can see we have the flight controls, the yoke and the control wheel. We have the rudder pedals. So I'm gonna start showing you as many things as I can. We have a limited time in tonight's flight, so you can see we have the primary flight display here, the display of the airspeed, and we have the airspeed tape. You can see the target airspeed, we have the target altitude and the altitude, the barometric altitude. We can use for the barometric pressure inches of mercury, 29.92 inches or hectopascal. We can set this over here and also use meters also for display. So we have now meters, 10,000 feet or 3,000. You can see 3,000 meters here above 3,050 meters. And here is the altitude. We are right now in the runway 1,430 feet or 436 meters. We have 1,013 hectopascal. Radio altitude 2 feet above the ground level. The heading, magnetic and true. We can select other values. We have the flight director, the pitch ladder in degrees here, the Lszh localizer and autopilot and flight director crossbars, and the bank angle in degrees, and we have the takeoff go around for the autopilot and flight director system panel. You can see here the values. So we have the navigation display I told you with the airports, the waypoints, the terrain. You can see the red is the mountains and the yellow the green is the valleys, and the blue is the sea and lakes and rivers. So you can have here is Switzerland airports, here is France approximately, and here is Germany, this area over here. So we're going to be flying Munich, Germany. You can see the GPS reference here. All this information has been provided, as I told you, from the Adiru over here, this switch in the overhead panels. I'm going to show you later how to use it. This is the electrical system of the aircraft, the APU start, the engine IDG left and right, integrate drive generators for the engines, produce alternate current. This hydraulic system pumps. This is the fuel system, the fuel tanks and pumps and valves, and this is electronic engine control for the engine. This pressurized air. So I'm gonna start with the you can see the auto throttle left and right here, on and off. We can select the flight level change. We can select a different value. So this cancels the flight director on and off. This is also depressible. You can depress this switch. So we select like 253. Select flight level change. It's gonna cancel the selection, so we have to use it again. We can use also the LNAV and the VNAV that I told you, these functions of the autopilot. You can see the switches here that we have, LNAV, VNAV, we have climb continuous and the auto throttle. So the autopilot also. We have the heading here. I'm gonna select heading, the bank angle limit for the autopilot, and we can select or deselect the values. So we'll select the runway heading for to tune the Lszh localizer, like 136 degrees. You can set the code. You can deselect like that. We have the vertical speed, flight path like this. We have also the altitude here. You can select 1000, like 35,000, 300. Hold here. One mode selects the other. We cannot select both modes. So now we have heading, hold, and flight level change speed. We have C 136 here, heading 253 knots airspeed and 25,300 the altitude. We can select the vertical speed instead, flight path angle like minus or plus. So you have FPA. We can select meters, feet per minute actually, for the rate of climb or descent. We have minus for descent and plus for climb. So here we are. We have the climb, the heading, and the vertical speed now. We can select flight level change, the autopilot on here, off here. Is gonna select this. You will see autopilot engage. Disengage here, the red warning, autopilot disconnect. You can hear the oral warning. So we reconnect this, the autopilot. So here we have it, autopilot AP engaged. So later I'm gonna make the engine start demonstration, like in a few minutes. You have not much time for this. Just when you the autopilot engage, disengage, normal. So here we have the flight controls, the yoke of the Boeing 777. We can disengage like this by pressing this button. Reset the warning. You don't need the autopilot right now. So we can fly now manually. You can see we have the horizontal tail here, the stabilizer, the aileron trim. So this is for climb, this is for descent, this is for turning left, turn right, and also using the rudder pedals for turn left and turn right, for steering control only, and this for steering control of the nose wheel in the ground. So we have setting this the autopilot. Now we're gonna use we're gonna see now the thrust levers. The thrust levers I'm gonna talk to you about a little bit. We have some time for that, so we use the thrust levers to increase the thrust. We're gonna use the newtons per second and third law of motion of kinematics, the Bernoulli drilling, and aeronautical engineering and aerospace engineering. So using the newtons per second and third law of physics of kinematics motion, the thrust is gonna from the engine is gonna move the aircraft forward. It's gonna overcome the drag from the air friction. So for this aircraft we have the Boeing 777-300ER right now. We have 254,000 kilograms of takeoff weight, which is below the maximum, way below the maximum. We have only 30% of onboard fuel, about 46,000 kilograms from the total takeoff weight, and 20,000 kilograms of passengers in cargo, so total 246,000 kilograms, about 531,000 pounds. So we need about 15 degrees of flaps for takeoff to increase the surface area of the wing for increased lift. I'm going to talk to you about that. So we need to accelerate in the runway into an airspeed of about 154 knots or 270 kilometers an hour just for takeoff. For this aircraft we're going to need to overcome the stall speed. The stall speed is going to make the wing of the aircraft in a given angle of attack, the airfoil, to stall for a given angle of attack. It's not going to generate lift. So we need to have an effective lift component by having more airspeed, like 270 kilometers an hour in the run with a takeoff, a little bit higher for landing, maybe during the flight using different flap settings. So I'm gonna show you also that. I'm gonna show you the speed brakes, the flaps. I'm gonna show you so I'm gonna start with the engines. We're gonna use the engines. The engines give us signal to the FADEX. The FADEX are the full authority used to the electronic control computers that control the engine functions, like the N1, which is low speed, low pressure compressor, stays of the turbofan engine, the exhaust gas temperature, the N2, which is high speed, high pressure compressor, stays of the turbofan engine. Um, the oil pressure, oil quantity, oil temperature, the fuel flow per engine per hour, and the vibration of the engine stage of the engine. Also, the actuate the pressure inside the engine by opening and closing the outflow valves of the 5th and 9th stage. We will have an overpressure and underpressure, also optimize the fuel efficiency. So I'm gonna show you this. Um, uh, so you can see the throttle levers. By moving forward, you disarm the speed brakes if you have them extended. By default, you do the opposite, so you give the signal here to the FADEX used in the upper ACAS engine indication controller system. Display the M1 for the left and the right engine, 28%, the exhaust temperature, some other information. For some other systems like the flaps and the landing gear, the duct pressure from the engines, the outflow valves that I told you from the 5th and 9th stage, and the cabin pressurization, the total fuel on board, the N2, which is high speed, high pressure of the turbofan engine, fuel flow per engine per hour, threshold, temperature, quality, vibration of the N2 stage of the engine. So we have also the thrust reverse. This is the auto throttle disconnect switch here. We have the fuel flow per engine per hour, the horizontal stabilizer trim, the speed brake, the flap settings. This is different from the engine, but I have to show you. The horizontal stabilizer here, the trim, the cutout switch trim for the CMDR hydraulic system. If one hydraulic system CNR fails, we have to disconnect the auto trim function from the autopilot and the auto throttle. So we have only manual. So we have the nose here, the horizontal tilt stabilizer, the parking brake, up and down, the radio communication, the weather radar here, terrain radar. We have other aircraft using the transporter. Here's the rudder and the other trim position right now. So this is general view. You have the fire extinguisher for the engine, the fuel flow control. So you have the thrust reverse like that. You can slow down the aircraft if you wanna land with local landing. So you can slow down the aircraft in the ground and or eject the takeoff. You can see the thrust reverses. The blocker doors been expanded here, deployed. So we cancel and deploy again the thrust reverse. And from the front, from the fan stage, you can see the reverse of the fan. So going back inside, I'm gonna show you now. This is general view of the engines. I'm gonna talk to you now about the flight control. How to use the flight controls. I'll talk to you about the engines. So the engines produce the necessary thrust forward to move the aircraft forward. You need the wings to produce the lift up the aircraft. So you can see we have the forward wings here. So the forward wings produce the necessary lift component for the aircraft to take off. When we reach the 270 kilometers an hour, we overcome the stall speed. We have the effective lift component, the airstream from the forward leading edge of the aircraft to the trailing edge of the wing. It's gonna make you can see the bottom surface is more flat, so the airstream is gonna travel slower using the Bernoulli theory, while the surface of the wing is more curved from the top. It has higher curvature, so the airflow is gonna move faster above the wing. So we're gonna have higher air pressure below the wing and lower air pressure above the wing. This is gonna make an overpressure below the wing and under pressure it's gonna create the lift force that is gonna overcome the weight of the aircraft. Also, the weight of the aircraft is divided over the surface area of the wings. We have the mean aerodynamic force of the wing, 25% of the Mach. Center of gravity here, we can position the center of gravity up or forward of the Mach, depending of fuel and passengers and cargo positioning. So we have also the moment arm. The moment arm is times the distance from the center of gravity all the way down to the horizontal tail here area over the surface area of the horizontal tail or the vertical tail, the elevator, the rudder, times the airflow per second, surface area times the airflow per second, times the distance, times the acceleration of gravity. So this gives the moment arm force to pitch up and pitch down the aircraft, also to make turns left and right, and also for the allowance on the spoilers you can use the distance to the left and the right wing. So we have the force from the engines only moving forward the aircraft. You cannot move the aircraft up like a fighter jet or other flying machine because it's an airliner. So I'm going to show you now the flight controls, how to use the flight controls. So you can see we have the flight controls here for elevator, pitch up and pitch down, bound roll left and right, the other ones in the spoilers, also the other side. So I'm having this this is the Lszh Extreme 3D I'm using. Pitch up and pitch down, bank roll left. You can see the display over here in the computer. So I can position, I can actually control the aircraft trajectory in flight like this for climb, descent, bank roll left, bank roll right, and also yaw. And also we have the stabilizer trim position here. So this is Lszh Extreme 3D for Airbus. You can leave neutral, you can use the thrust levers. So very important also to trim. I'm gonna show you now the outside view of this. I'm gonna show you now the outside view of how to use the flight control system, the side stick I'm gonna show you. So you can see the same principle again. The side stick deflection is proportional to the flight control surface, like the elevator or the rudder. You can descend like this, you can climb like this, you can bunker left, bunker on the right, and yaw left and right, and you can use the thrust levers again. You can use the other ones left and right. So this is the general principle again, one more time, for this aircraft, the Boeing 777. So we're gonna have the overhead panels here. I'm gonna start showing now the systems inside the aircraft, the Boeing 777-300 here. A little bit before doing the engine start demonstration, we have a couple of seconds, not too much time like in the other flights. So you can see we have a general view of the overhead panels here. We have some systems for ground maintenance, the circuit breakers. If one pops out, you can reset or you can change it. I'm not sure. So this is not basically for flying, but you can see also this view of the displays here, the throttle point running again. So you can see the engines here, the thrust. You can see the Boeing 777. One more time, the speed brakes, the big frame of the tail here and here, the cutout seat or the horizontal trim, the parking brake. So we have the fire extinguishers here. So we have a nice view of the aircraft cockpit. You can use the flaps up to like 15 degrees for takeoff. You're gonna see flaps 15 degrees. So we have also the autopilot view again one more time here. We have a nice review. Also the Hatsios panel, electronic flight instrument, the displays here and here. Very nice view, panoramic. So we have the overhead panel here. I'm gonna talk to you very fast. not much time for this, so I'm gonna make the engine start now, show you the primary flight control computers. We have the left and the right engine generators, electronic kinetic alternators, and the backup generators. This is the electrical system of the aircraft, the electric power here, the battery also. This is the passenger oxygen, runway override, window sheet, runner turbine. So we have this is the hydraulic pumps, left and right engine, also some air pressurized. You can see the air pressure here. I'm gonna show you. You can turn off in another flight. The lighting system of the aircraft and the windshield wipers, very important. So we're gonna have the APU ready in a minute. We have the ADIRU, the air data interference unit, cargo and APU fire extinguishers, the electronic engine control for the engines, for the FADEX also, the auto start system, on and off here. You can see the off display. Fuel jettison, we can dump fuel like that. Cross feed valves, left and right wing, pumps like this, and the cedar tanks. So we need maybe to reset only the fuel level for this aircraft. And now this is quite high. We need to just make a reset. So fuel and payload, I forgot to set this before. So change the fuel to 30%. So this is gonna work out. 9,000, 6,000. So we still have the maximum weight. I need to reset here. I'm gonna come here in the CDU. So we have the FMC here, the menu, the engine setup, aircraft option, simulation, aircraft equipment, setup. So we need the fuel level. So we're gonna use 32%. So we have 476,000 pounds. A little bit less fuel actually. Payload. We have less actually, so it's okay. So we have the menu here. We can go now in the overhead panel. Show you a little bit more. Have a couple more minutes for this. I need to be fast. I'm gonna show you also we have the fuel tanks I told you, the wing and engine RDIs, the cabin pressurization of the aircraft, manual and automatic, open and close the outflow valves, select landing altitude. We have the pressure inside. You can see it's empty now, the center tank. So we have this only filled up. We have also the pressurizer from the left and the right engine. We can use that for cabin pressurization, wing and engine, RDIs, air conditioning of the aircraft. You can see here, wing and engine RDIs, hydraulic fluid here, this section, some systems, and also starting the engine. So if we do this, turn off all this fuel feed bleeder, hydraulic bleeder isolation, we have the fault, we have no bleeder from, also no hydraulic pressure demand. So we go back over here, reset this to the on. So we go back here, so you can turn off the electric left and right engine. So we have electric backup generator system off left and off right. So we'll reset to the on. So now we go for this is the general view of the overhead panel. We have to go for the engine start demonstration. So I'm showing you how big the CDU here, the displays as much as I can. So we have the engine, the status. You can see the APU is start here. Is running 100%. So we have the checklist, the normal menu before start, what to do. We have these computer items to complete. We have the non-normal. We have a failure. We have the communications of the aircraft, the navigation is not fixed. So we have the doors are closed. The cabin can be pressurized. The gear, let's see the pressure inside the tires and the temperature of the brakes, the electrical. We have the left and the right engine, IDGs, the great drive generators, backup generators also attached another slide without the APU. The main battery 120 volts, 200 volts inside the chip, 400 Hz frequency. So main battery is electric, hydraulics here. You can see 3000 psi left and right engine, the electrical also and the air pressurized. And you can see the systems that use the hydraulic fluid, the fuel system, left and right engine, low and high pressure, the fuel on board the left and the right wing, and the center tanks and the process valve as well. The minimum fuel temperature, the air system I told you, we're going to use the APU for starting the engines, the pressurized air, we have the outflow valve, this is the 9th stage from the this is the 9th stage of the engine, hydraulic pressure, engine on the eyes, wing and engine on the eyes, air conditioning, and starting the engines and flight controls here. You can see the position of the flight controls, elevator, stabilator. If we move this, so you see all these flight controls are moving, are working. You can see there is no failure here from this display over here. Everything is working normally. So we go in the modes, the engines. I'm gonna make this start. So we turn off both engines like this. You also need maybe some light, some external light. You're gonna see the engine shutdown message now. The engine is shutting down. You can see the N2 here. It's a low spinning in the engine. So the engines are going to come to a complete stop, both the right and the left wing, the Boeing 227. So you see here is stopped, so we go inside. You can see the fuel flow is zero here, to turn off the fuel. So we go in the auto panel and use the engine start, left and right wing engine. So you can see now we have the N1 will increase. The gross gas temperature, the tag pressure also, the N2 above 20%, but fuel flow still zero, all pressure, quantity, vibration. So you can see the fuel flow is zero because we have off these two indicators. So we can start now the engine because we have enough pressurizer from the APU. We can start this fuel flow. Levers, so we're gonna see the fuel flow increase rapidly. So we have fuel flow increase. We have the correct spinning now. So here we go. We can only do one last thing. Set up the flight management computer. So we have the menu, the FMC, initial positioning, menu. We have this, you can see, zero fuel weight, gross weight, reserves 5%, cruising altitude 35,000, 300, cost index 100%. So this is the performance initialized. FMC, I don't know why. We have the position, inertial position. You can see the GPS here, position of the aircraft. So we set this, the route from this airport, Lszh, back into this airport, Lszh, runway 14. So we have the route activate, execute. So we have departure, runway 14, route to Alpha, arrival, Lszh 14, transmit media 1 Alpha, you can see the legs here, activate and execute. So we have the route data, 15 degrees, center of gravity, and the takeoff speeds here set. This takeoff weight. So this is the route data. We're gonna have in the display here. So we're ready now for takeoff. Just disarm the parking brakes and go. Here we are ready for taxiing into the runway now. We have a few, like 20 more minutes for flying. So I'm gonna show you now how to taxi into the runway. Use this for steering also. So we align with the runway, and we have like 15 more minutes left to go. So only one thing left. The parking brakes are set. Need to do that here. So we have to fix the range here. To the 40, the LNAV. You can see everything, all the information. We have the route here. I'm gonna use the FMC route. So the flaps are set correctly. So here we are in the runway for takeoff. Just taxi it from the other side. So we have like 15 more minutes to go. We have the flaps set. So we advance the thrust levers. And the trim is set also to 4 degrees. We have the trim stabilizer set for takeoff. So we advance the thrust levers all the way up and go. We have like 15 minutes. So here we go. Align with the rudder pedals now to the runway. So we have 80 knots. 95, 100 knots, 105, 111, 133 V1, we rotate, here we go, we rotate, and V2, and here we go for takeoff. We have the positive rate of climb, of course. So we track the landing gear here. We have the trim stabilizer for the grip here, the pitch trim. So you can see we have positive rate. So we are 700 feet above the ground level. The airspeed 192 knots, 2000 feet above the sea level, 1000 feet above the ground. We climb with 5000 feet per minute. We increase the airspeed to avoid the stalls here, 145 knots. gonna start the stall. We have the flight plan here, the terrain. So you can see the terrain map. So this is how we make the steering now of the airplane. So you can see we are 5,000 feet, keep climbing. You can see the needle here we climb. We need to make a small turn here. Climbing up a little bit more. This is here. Climb out from the zig. Here we are climbing up from zig. The Boeing 777. We fly with about 600 kilometers an hour now, or about 250 meters per second, 500 600 kilometers an hour. Quite a lot of airspeed, so we're gonna have also the night view in a while. Maybe overspeeding a little bit. So we need steer again. You can see the bank angle, the limits here. Also, how much can we bank the airplane without stalling, because the important is not to stall, not to reach the yellow and the red here, so you have no problem taking an angle like 30 degrees, 40 degrees for a turn at most cases. Also the rate of climb, plus 1,000 feet, you need to cross this waypoint. I'm gonna show you now. So we have this waypoint here. So we have this waypoint. So we have the next one, waypoint execute. We almost reached the stall speed now, 145 knots, so the aircraft is gonna use the stall system, level off a little bit for a while, for a couple of seconds to avoid the stall. So we have the next waypoint here. This is 4.4 nautical miles. We have like a few more minutes for this flight maybe. We have like 15 more minutes, I believe, because I'm time limited this time. So this is we're gonna be overflying the stars in a while. This is our spacecraft for tonight, the Boeing 777 300 ER. We overflying Switzerland, Germany, flying 700 kilometers now in a while. So we're gonna have the stars and the galaxies. I'm gonna show you also that. So we have the auto thrust system here. We have the next waypoint now. So we climbed with this thrust right now, this thrust level. We're crossing 23,000 feet right like that. 23,000 feet, and keep climbing a few more minutes. So we have the chemtrails now, and the contrails, so you can see. We have this magnificent display of the vapors, of the solvent vapors as we're climbing 33,000 feet. So we have also the galaxy display. We fly with 700 kilometers an hour, or 270 meters per second. So we're gonna make the turn now for going back into the airport. The overflying are here. Zurich and Switzerland, as you can see. We also have the Germany, the Bavarian. We have the Bayern Munich in this area, in this side. So you're gonna see this also. So this is our spacecraft for tonight, the Boeing 777-300ER. We fly above Switzerland. We have Germany, as you know, the Bayern Munich area, this side. So I hope you like the handbrake, the frozen vapors from the engine, making some maneuvers. So you also inside. We have to retract the flat and increase the airspeed. So we have a few more minutes to go. We'll be flying manually without the autopilot. The whole flight, but this is not a problem. Maybe we can connect the autopilot for a second or two, just for this time how to use the autopilot. So to use the autopilot, you can connect this and set the next waypoint here, the return back to the airport. So you press this and you go back into the airport. If you won't go some other place, no problem with that. So the autopilot now is controlling the airplane. So you can see it's gonna balance in 35,000 feet with 900 kilometers an hour or Mach 0.78, 300 meters per second. So we overflying here Bavarian Heights. We left the Germany, the Bayern Munich area behind us. We have like 10 more minutes left for this flight. So this is our spacecraft for tonight, the Boeing 777-300ER. We hope you like the galaxy, the stars above us. We fly 900 kilometers an hour. We left the Bayern Munich, the Germany, behind us. And it's a Garland Lake, and we're going back to Zurich. 300 meters per second or 900 kilometers an hour, our airspeed. So we need to come into descent now. With this, and we have connected the autopilot, flight level change and vertical speed. Select descent. Decrease the airspeed a little bit. So you're gonna see the auto thrust is gonna decrease. The airspeed also we're gonna use this, and the autopilot is gonna start descending our aircraft. So we fly with 900 kilometers an hour right now, 339 knots. So this is 900 kilometers an hour or 300 meters per second. We still have the frozen vapors here while we overflying Switzerland, the Zurich area of Switzerland in this Swiss Alps. We have the Galaxy, this is our spacecraft for tonight, the Boeing 777, this is not magnetic airplane. So we're going for descent. You can see the distance is overflying the airport right now, the Zurich. So we come closer to the one and decrease the airspeed a little bit. We have maybe like 5 more minutes left for this flight. We're flying 700 kilometers an hour. Maybe use the landing gears, slow us down. We need to slow down to come closer into the runway. Also use all these switch and disconnect the autopilot. We take the control of the airplane. We have the flight director on again. So now we're going with the manual control of the airplane. We make a small turn. It's fine. Higher airspeed again. Coming closer to the airport. Overflying here the river. So we go inside. 14,000 feet. Also use the Flught here for slowing down the airplane. You can descend a little bit faster and also decrease the airspeed. So we're going to the river here. Here we are through the river. We have like 5 more minutes. So we're flying through the river here. As you can see, we need to come closer. As we come closer into the runway, here overflying the river. So we're gonna have a nicer view maybe of the landing. Like this. So you can see we are aligned with the runway. You can use a little bit more airspeed like this for coming down. So we have the Lszh localizer here. We are aligned almost with the Lszh localizer. You can see the radio altitude above the ground level again, the airspeed, the glide slope, and the localizer here and the runway heading. So this is the Lszh localizer information of this. We need to land into the airport. We are aligned now. So we need to steer the airplane with the rudder pedals just to keep the alignment as we keep descending like this. You can see the alignment again, the Lszh localizer. We need a little bit to the right, some rudder to the right, maybe. Rudder pedal to the right. So here we are. 1 minute more left for touchdown. So here we are, almost for the touchdown. Closer to the trees, closer to the runway. Almost our line, full alignment. 200 feet, we're in the Lszh glide slope now. 50, 30, 20, 10, here we are, just touched down. So we have the parking brakes, a little bit of parking brakes and full reverse thrust. And we made a beautiful touchdown here in the runway, the Boeing 777. So this is it, we just touched down. As you can see, the nose wheel is safe here. The tires and the scoot, the metal parts of the nose wheel, there is no breakage in the tires. Also the landing gear here, the tires and the metal parts, there is no breakage, no blowing tires. So this is very good, not like some other people usually do with their airplane. It's good to have it level in the runway. We touched down, so here we are, runway 14, just touched down. So you can see also inside the cockpit, everything is normal. There is nothing like a wrong indication here, or an abnormality. On the autopilot disconnect, we can use the aircraft again. So that was Thomas Hatsios, the British American pilot flying the Boeing 777-300 in the air into 500 International Airport back to the International Airport. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye.